tough loss last week against a very good Paw team. Now they got to bounce back, and they're banged up a little bit, so that makes things a little bit more difficult. But there's a big game for them against a rival.
But Dan Purley did see progress in practice this week.
I thought we cleaned up some things from an execution standpoint, really honed in on, some techniques and just being aware of certain things that we've been struggling with. That's always the emphasis each and every week. You look at film and you work on the things that you need to clean up. So I thought we had a good week from that standpoint.
Patrick Driscoll holding the average age of the crew down a little bit as he joins us on the sidelines tonight. You and I went to practice this week. Boy, did we get introduced to what has now become a very intense rivalry.
Yeah, Chuck, I mean, it would be hard to believe this rivalry just started 3 years ago. You could really feel the tension in the air. The two schools, they're not too far apart. These guys know each other really well. We have a really tight conference race in the Wolverine Conference. And one challenge I have for the Eddies is they can't forget about last year, 49-0 at Niles. Coach Purley wants to see them come out high intensity. How intense will they come out and score their revenge and keep their conference championship dreams alive?
I'll tell you what might keep that energy up, and that's the fact that Niles is on the other side of the line of scrimmage. We've got a lot to talk about with our St. Joseph County Police Department pregame show and our Lillier Insurance Agency keys to win, and we'll do it next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
You're watching the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week, brought to you by Tony Letcher Health Markets, Tire Rack, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, the St. Joseph County Police Department, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, Reliance, the Lillier Insurance Agency, Big C Lumber, Crown Trophy, and these great sponsors.
Shopping for tires used to be like pulling teeth. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's tire decision guide made it easy to drill down to the right tires for me.
What?
Oh, I got a great deal. My tires shipped fast and free and arrived the next day. I even got 2 years of free road hazard protection.
Where?
You're darn right, wow. Next time your tires get long in the tooth, visit TireRack.com.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Go.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kyrie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly, trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
You dream it, we design it. You need it, we've got it. We crank it out so you can crank it up. We work with purpose to power your passion. It's game on, so come on, let's elevate adventure. Let's take life to the next level today. Let's become better together. This is Patrick.
I joined Notre Dame Federal Credit Union a long time ago.
1978.
I've been a member over 15 years.
I've worked with Notre Dame my whole banking life.
44 years.
I have my checking account there, I have my savings account there.
Really value the
community-based banking system.
My credit card with Notre Dame, I have my car insurance with Notre Dame.
I can't say enough good things, really.
I have my auto loans with Notre Dame.
My whole life is at Notre Dame Credit
I will
Union.
remain with them until the day I die.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceGBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
Week being brought to you in part by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. Welcome to the St. Joe County Police Department pregame show with our Lilliard Insurance Keys to Win. We'll start with the Niles Vikings And Niles has some explosive people on offense, including Peyton Gordon, the 5'6", 165-pound senior running back and defensive back. Gordon, 27 carries for 500 yards and 8 touchdowns, but he doesn't have to do it alone. Sam Rucker is all over the field. Running back, defensive end, kick returner, punt returner, and he is electric anytime he touches the ball. He also has 32 career sacks. Quickly, the keys to win for Niles.
Yeah, they got to dial up long distance. They don't want to give up big plays to put the Eddies in good position. They want to end drives with kicks. That means they're scoring, and they want to play with belief.
And Niles, Edwardsburg has Joe Lundgren at quarterback tonight. He's stepping in for the injured Zeke Pagura. And their leading ball carrier is Carson Sebra on the season. Sebra with 515 yards on 52 carries. The keys for the Eddies.
And the keys to win brought to you by Lilliard Insurance Agency. They want to play with great energy. They want to match the physicality in this game. They know how tough and how physical Niles is, and they want to eliminate mental mistakes. And, Chuck, why waste any time? It's 2 minutes before 7 p.m., but they're ready to go here with Edwardsburg and Niles in our Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
Carter Householder ready to put the boot to it. Sam Rucker, one of the deep men for the Niles Vikings. And it is time for Wolverine Conference football on a bucolic Southwest Michigan evening. The kick goes out of bounds, and so Niles will get it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They had Talon Brawley at quarterback last year. It's another Talon Bennett taking over at quarterback this season, and the senior has delivered, throwing for 292 yards and 4 touchdowns. Our first quarter tonight brought to you by the Smiths Chapel and Bullock Farms.
And a check on what the teams are wearing this evening brought to you by It's Tops in Mishawaka. Niles is wearing the white jerseys, numbers in blue with gold pants. Edwardsburg is in all blue, orange numbers. And if you want to help your team look great, It's Tops can help. They're the official outfitter for a number of local schools and even Sports Michiana. They can do a lot more than clothes. Learn more at itstops.net.
Niles from the I formation gives it to Paul Hess, and he's stuffed right away by a swarming Edwardsburg defense. So Hess, the fullback, gets 2 yards on the opening play as we take a look quickly at the Niles offense. Brought to us on part by On Base Productions. They call them the 4 Norsemen in the backfield with Bennett, Hess, Gordon, Rucker. Brendan Olson, a talented receiver. Max Rucker playing well at tight end. Chase Brawley and Riley Cowan, the seniors, along with Jordan Cunningham. Bennett pitches out to the outside. Sam Rucker turns the corner, and look out. He can fly. Rucker takes it down for a first down, brought to you by the Niles Athletic Boosters, as he's knocked out of bounds at the Eddy 46-yard line, a pickup of 16. You'll see it again on the Southwest Vision Center replay.
Yeah, nice pitch here, and Rucker finds the outside, finds the hole, and takes off and gets the big gain downfield. That's exactly what the Vikings want in this triple option offense, as they are now into Edwardsburg territory here, just less than a minute into the contest.
They like it to soften you up the belly with Hess, and then they can run around the corner with Gordon. Here's Hess trying to go up the middle again, and the strong-legged fullback takes it for about 4 yards on the carry. Paul Hess ran for nearly 1,500 yards last season. He hasn't had a whole lot of carries as you meet this Edwardsburg defense. It's brought to us by the Edwardsburg Athletic Boosters. Gabe Smith filling in for the injured at Gavin O'Day on the nose. Oscar Morris, the leading tackler on this team, along with Grant Griffin. Let's take it back to the live action, and Hess trying to battle his way, breaks some tackles, and finally bulldog down by Alex Rudolph, but not before he gets a first down, sponsored by the Niles Athletic Boosters. As Hess takes it to the 33, you get another look from Southwest Vision Center.
Well, and look at the vision of staying on his feet. That was toughness above anything else, as Hess able to stay on his feet, and we know how talented he is. Had that injury earlier in the year that kept him out for a little bit, but starting to get right back into the form that we saw a year ago that had him being the leading rusher on the team.
He can carry a load up top. He squats over 500 pounds. 1st and 10 from the 33. It's Hess again, right up the middle of the Edwardsburg defense, and he plows forward for 5. A nice hole opened up by Jordan Cunningham to center that time.
10-10 remaining here in the first quarter. A nice opening drive here for the Vikings, who have been outstanding all season long in terms of running their offense, and they're looking to get first points here on what is a shockingly very warm night in this time of year as the sun's setting here in Edwardsburg.
74 degrees at kickoff. It's Bennett pitching out to Sam Rucker. Rucker trying to turn the corner, and he's upended as he tries to go around by Joe Lundgren. And Lundgren, I think, gets Rucker short of the first down mark by about a yard.
Well, you see the advantages of the triple option there. They were going inside with Hess, and then all of a sudden Edwardsburg collides in on Hess, and they pitch it outside to Rucker, and it works out to their advantage.
And it really puts a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks and the safeties, though, tonight, because they've really got to come up for run support. And did Edwardsburg just jump? No, they did not. And Bennett checks the play from the sidelines.
10 seconds on the play clock. Still plenty of time.
It's Hess up the middle. He has the first down and much more as he goes forward to the 16-yard line. Paul Hess running for 8 yards that time, and you get another look from Southwest Vision Center after a first down for the Niles Athletic Boosters.
And Hess just pounding it up the middle. Doesn't always have to look pretty. He just got to get 1 yard, and he got much more than that, and they're in business now into the red zone.
Well, rarely looks pretty when he's carrying the football, but that's not his game. He is there for power, not speed. It's Rucker off the right side, hurdling a tackler and going to the 6. Just short of the first down.
Rucker trying to pull in a little Jeremiah Love as you take a look at the Southwest Vision Center replay here as Rucker doing a little leapfrog, and they've got still marked down as second and 1 here inside the 10.
It's Rucker again off the right side. He has the first down, but he stops short of the goal line as he gets to the Edwardsburg 3. It's another first down sponsored by the Niles Athletic Boosters. And Niles just grinding it out like your favorite barista tonight on the opening drive. 9 plays, they've all been runs.
They've done a great job. You know, they don't have to throw the ball. They won't throw the ball that much. They've got a good wide receiver, Brendan Olson, if they need to. But right now, they're loving to run the ball.
And they'll give it to Hess, and oh, did he take a lick. Oscar Morris greets him with authority.
Well, that's the first big play here for Edwardsburg as you take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. And the Eddies get to him and make a big stop there. That's a huge play for Edwardsburg as they're trying to get this big stand.
Grant Griffin also in on the stop that time. No gain on the play for Hess. It's second and goal from the 3. This the 11th play of the drive for Niles. It started back at its own 35. It's Hess off the right side. Touchdown, Niles. Paul Hess takes it in for his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Viking captain gets Niles on the board.
Great job there by Paul Hess as you take a look at the replay of the touchdown brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. And Paul Hess, the fullback, easy peasy into the end zone after a lot of tough yards that he was gaining throughout the game.
Niles has used 2 kickers this season. This is Ben Bruckner, a sophomore. The snap, set down, and kick are all good. And Niles marches right down the field, and they consume 4:29 off the clock on an 11-play, 65-yard drive. 7-0 Vikings on Sports Michiana.
I joined Notre Dame Federal Credit Union a long time ago.
1978.
I've been a member over 15 years. I've worked with Notre Dame my whole banking life.
44 years.
I have my checking account there. I have my savings account there.
Really value the
community-based banking system.
My credit card with Notre Dame. I have my car insurance with Notre Dame.
I can't say enough good things, really.
I have my auto loans with Notre Dame.
My whole life is at Notre Dame
I
Credit
will
Union.
remain with them until the day I die.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT, where quality is a way of life. Niles with a literal march down the field. They never went to the air, on the ground the whole time, and Ben Bruckner will kick it off for the Vikings. Edwardsburg in return mode. That is Brody Shimpa picking it up at the 8. Shimpa looking for some running room, and he found some. Knocks over a tackler and gets all the way out to the 28. A very athletic play by the 3-sport athlete Shimpa. to set up Edwardsburg with some decent field position.
He dropped the kickoff. Maybe that worked to his advantage because it opened up some space after the blocking from his teammates, and he gets them in good field position here to start this opening drive. And this is a big drive. Look, they're down 7-0. Niles ran it down their throat on the opening drive. Edwardsburg needs a response. I'm not saying they have to score on this opening drive, Chuck, but you want to move the chains a couple of times, give your defense a breather.
Joe Lundgren was the number 2 quarterback at the beginning of the year, and then Zeke Pagura got hurt. He hands it off to the last man through, and it's about a 4-yard gallop that time for Tyrus Yoder. So Tyrus Yoder on the carry that time. And we meet the Edwardsburg offense. It's brought to you by the Edwardsburg Athletic Boosters. Carson Sieber, the leading ball carrier. Grant Griffin normally starts at halfback. Oscar Morris, a good tight end. Walker Carafa, one of the lead blockers, along with Alec Widman. Pitch back to Brody Shimpa, and Shimpa navigates his way through and has himself a first down.
Great job there by the Eddies offensive line, opening up, and Shimpa going through the hole, finding it, and staying patient really on that replay brought to you by Southwest Vision, doing a good job staying patient, finding the space, and moving himself forward for the first down.
Shimpa has been an all-conference basketball and baseball player here at Edwardsburg. And he has added to the versatility of this Eddie backfield. From the 39. They give it to Yoder again, and Yoder is able to only get about 2 that time as he's met by the Niles defense. Speaking of meeting the Niles defense, let's do it right now. Sponsored by On Base Productions. Riley Cowan starting for the injured Brandon Hamilton. Then you've got Sam Rucker and Ward Cheney having an excellent season at linebacker, and that's an athletic secondary back there, spearheaded by Brendan Olson with 4 interceptions so far this season. It was a pickup of 2 on the play for Yoder, and it's 2nd and 8 for the Eddies.
Remember those Lilliard Insurance keys to the game for Niles. They wanted to...
Well, either the center didn't snap it or everybody else jumped one way or the other. It's a false start and 5 yards against the Eddies.
I stayed quiet. For once, they left me speechless because I was completely clueless at first at what had happened because I see the quarterback just standing there and he doesn't have the ball. So either way, as we say, a false start against the Eddies. And as I was trying to say, well, let's look at the officials first, Jeff.
Steve Petlick out of St. Joe, Michigan is our referee tonight, working with Jeff Rudloff, Don East, Adam Spanigal, and Jim Foster. The MHSA, just like the IHSA, always looking for more officials. Contact your local officials association. 2nd and long, not a situation the Eddies thrive in, but Shimpa doesn't seem to matter. He's got the first down to the midfield stripe after a pickup of 14.
Well, that's what Niles wanted, to put him in those long-distance situations. But as you take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center, it doesn't matter because the hole was wide open. Shippa found it. He went through it, and they're right at midfield now.
If you watched our game of the week a couple of weeks ago when we had Plymouth and Warsaw, Shippa's running style reminds me of Ezekiel Ramirez from Plymouth, the long, loping strides that eat up a lot of ground in a hurry. We're eating up some clock in a hurry, too. Almost 5 minutes to go here in the first. Last man through, and Yoder got stuck. Kept his feet, but that wound up losing him 2 yards because Sam Rucker was there. Sam Rucker is everywhere.
The Smiths Chapel and Bullock Farms are proud supporters of Eddie's Athletics. Beautiful, affordable venues for your wedding reception, graduation party, or family reunion. Learn more at thesmithschapel.com.
You'll see number 14 in just about every position for the Niles Vikings. Rucker is a 3-year starter on defense and is a 4-sport athlete: football, baseball, wrestling, and track. It's going to be Lundgren keeping it himself. Hit it on the hip. Well, and he's off to the races, and there he goes. Joe Lundgren, 52 yards for a touchdown.
Well, you said hit it on his hip, and I think that's exactly why this is a touchdown. Watch this. Brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. He is hiding that ball. Niles didn't know who had the ball, and then he took off through that hole, and you weren't stopping him. 52 yards for the score.
Lundgren off to the races, and little Joe gets his first touchdown on the ground this season. Carter Houseworth is on to try the extra point. The touchdown sponsored by the Tony Godesky Farm Bureau Insurance. The extra point is up and good. 4:07 to go in the first, and these rivals throwing haymakers in the first quarter. 7-7 between the Vikes and Eddies on Sports Michiana.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceGBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Tire Rack. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be.
Coming up at halftime will be our Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets. Tony, a lifelong resident of Michiana, licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you need insurance, Tony is your guy. Google Tony Letcher, Health Markets to connect.
6 plays, 72 yards on the Eddie touchdown drive. A squib kick that goes off of a Niles player, and did Edwardsburg pounce on it? We'll see. Both schools are pointing, and it is Niles football. So Edwardsburg tried to surprise, and let's go downstairs for a Patrick Industries sideline report. Patrick Driscoll, what's the mood like on that Eddie sideline after that comeback touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, that is a beautiful way to respond for the Eddies. Niles, they punched the ball down their throat. What did they do? They returned the favor off a 52-yard scamper. I mean, if I'm an Edwardsburg Eddie, this is a great spot to bounce back, keep this game closer, because Niles is not used to that, guys.
No, in fact, every game that Niles played in this year, both the 1 loss and the 5 wins, has been a blowout. It's Paul Hess on the carry. Paul Hess is loose, and Paul Hess has a first down sponsored by the Niles Athletic Boosters up to the 37-yard line. A pickup of 15 for the powerful fullback.
Take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. We say that first down brought to you by the Niles Athletic Boosters, who are always here for the Vikings. We congratulate the football team and cheerleaders on a great season so far, and thank our parents, staff, and fans for their support. Search Niles Vikings Athletic Boosters on Facebook to join our Facebook group. Go Vikings.
Hess was an all-Wolverine conference selection a year ago, and showing why in the early going. Sam Rucker trying to turn the corner, and he does. Rucker is electric, and that's a Niles touchdown. 37 yards, and man, can he fly.
3:30 left here in the first quarter, and that was quite the answer to the answer for the Niles Vikings. As you take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center, and just watch. On the outside, no one touched him. All the way into the end zone for the score.
Niles with a 2-play, 37-second drive. Ben Bruckner on to try the point after. Snap, set down, and kick are all good. The Vikings answered quicker than an angry wife. Sam Rucker goes 37 yards to pay dirt, and it's 14-7 Niles on Sports Michiana.
I joined Notre Dame Federal Credit Union a long time ago.
1978.
I've been a member over 15 years. I've worked with Notre Dame my whole banking life.
44 years.
I have my checking account there. I have my savings account there.
Really value the
community-based banking system.
My credit card with Notre Dame. I have my car insurance with Notre Dame.
I can't say enough good things, really.
I have my auto loans with Notre
My
Dame.
whole life is at Notre Dame
I
Credit
will
Union.
remain with them until the day I die.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer while providing complete auto service.
Defense optional at Leo Hoffman tonight.
Wild first quarter, and tell you what, it's just been unbelievable. 14-7 out of the gate. Special teams have been unique in terms of different plays that have happened, and certainly neither defense has been able to make a stop, and we'll see if Edwardsburg can get the answer to the answer to the answer here on the fourth drive of the game, where neither defense has prevented the other team from scoring yet tonight.
Well, Joe Lundgren with some deft prestidigitation on the last series, and we'll see what he can do here. Hands it off to Shimpa, and Shimpa looks a little bit like Gulliver with the Lilliputians as he's finally pushed back after a pickup of 3.
Southwest Vision Center in Edwardsburg is a proud supporter of the Eddies. Patient-focused care paired with quality service is a benchmark they strive to provide. Set your appointment today at swvisioncenter.com. Southwest Vision Center, quality care with a personal touch.
Edwardsburg making liberal use of the bench. Cameron Hayden and Oscar Morris come in with the play this time. Morris, a talented tight end, but they've used him a little bit of everywhere. And the handoff goes up the middle of the fullback, and that is a first down to the 47-yard line, as that time it was Cameron Hayden on the carry.
Reminder that this first quarter brought to you by the Smiths Chapel and Bullock Farms, and that first down, a good one for the Eddies here as they get into Niles territory.
Pickup of 11 on the play for Hayden on his first carry of the night. Edwardsburg, as they tend to do, use a lot of different people in the backfield.
Down to 2:20 left here in the first quarter.
Now Shimpa tries to get around the corner. Hess knocks him out of bounds, but not until Brody Shimpa is able to pick up 5 on the play.
Freezing temperatures, sleet, snow, and ice will be here soon enough, even though tonight it's 75 degrees. Are your tires ready to tackle winter's worst? The experts at TireRack.com will get your vehicle ready for prime time. They sell tires that dominate winter. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Shimpa came into the action tonight averaging over 8 yards a carry, but he's only had 31 carries. He might have to be more of a workhorse tonight. And the handoff went up the middle that time, and not much there. Maybe a pickup of 1 on the play. Looked like it was Hayden that time on the carry.
Brings up a third down and 4 for the Eddies here. Undoubtedly 4-down territory, you would assume, here for Edwardsburg as they're at the 41 of Niles. See what they dial up here other than obviously in a run.
Under a minute 45 to go in the first quarter. Lundgren will put it up now and then. It's 3rd and 4. But he's going to pitch it back to Shimpa here, and Shimpa gets submarined at the line of scrimmage. Nice penetration that time by Niles, as coming in to make the play was the talented Ward Cheney, who's had a really good year as the middle linebacker. In fact, Scott Shaw has said it's an excellent season. And Edwardsburg now looking at a 4th and 5 and decision time for Dan Purley.
Yeah, they did not get anything on that play, making it that much more difficult, but they're going to go for it here in Niles territory. And we'll see if they decide to run the ball again or pull out a pass here on 4th down.
Lundgren hands it off to Yoder, and Yoder flies forward, but he's short of the first down. Niles is held on downs. Yoder got 4, and he needed 5.
Excellent job there of Niles of allowing the bend but not the ultimate break as you take a look at the replay here brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. Very slow handoff there, and I think that worked Edwardsburg's advantage. Unfortunately, they only got 4 instead of 5. Ordinarily, 4 yards in the triple option is great, just not when you're in a 4th and 5.
Alex Anderson made the first down saving tackle that time for the Vikings, who take over at their own 38 with under a minute to go here in the first quarter, 58 seconds to be exact.
They only needed 37 seconds to score their last touchdown.
Handoff goes up the middle. Nothing new there as Paul Hess just forcing tacklers back. Hayden made the stop along with Grant Griffin after a pickup of 6 that time for Hess.
Tony Godesky Farm Bureau Insurance, located in Edwardsburg, and offers a wide variety of insurance, including life, home, auto, business, and farm insurance. Tony Godesky Farm Bureau Insurance says, go Eddies.
Niles has to run one more play here in the first. And on 2nd down, they'll give it to Rucker, and Rucker is tossed backwards after he picked up 1. A sea of blue jerseys waiting for him. And it looked like Grant Griffin, who comes up a little bit hobbled, led the charge that time.
And that should be the final play here of the quarter with just 5 seconds remaining, and Niles will now walk it off.
Both teams fired plenty of salvos after a grinded-out drive by Niles to open it up with Paul Hess scoring. Joe Lundgren got the Eddies on the board, and Sam Rucker answered for Niles. 14-7 Vikings after one on Sports Michiana.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer, while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models. Serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Crown Trophy of Mishawaka. They're nationally known and locally owned. We go downstairs for a Patrick Industries sideline report. And Patrick Driscoll, there's a very special fan for the Edwardsburg Eddies that we want to pay tribute to tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Edwardsburg, you can see how the community always revolves around football, rallying around their team. But how about Kenley Ragsdale? She is an 8th grader in stage 4 of a very rare cancer disease. And just a couple weeks ago, they held a 5K race for her, the whole community and the football team supporting her along the way. And my favorite thing about this was on a Sunday morning. It didn't matter to the football team. They were out there at the finish line waiting for finishers to complete the race. And just please keep Kenley in her prayers. If you'd like to support her cause, just Google Kenley Ragsdale GoFundMe. And I think if you're a Niles, Edwardsburg, or just a general football fan, I think it's all important that we can get behind this cause right here. Chuck and Anj, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Patrick. In the meantime, Peyton Gordon's first carry of the game went for a loss of 3 as Walker Carafa swallowed him up in the backfield. And for only the 7th time this season, Niles will punt. Sam Rucker averages 35 yards a boot. This one is a high hanger. Brody Shimpa fair catches it back at the 20, and Edwardsburg gets it back, trailing by just 7 in the second quarter, brought to us by the Smith's Chapel and Bullock Farms.
On Base Productions in Niles is pleased to offer photo booth rentals. Our standard self-serve or 360-degree photo booth is sure to enhance any party or event. Visit onbaseproductions.com for more information. And a great job there by the Edwardsburg defense after really getting the ball run down their throat the first 2 drives. They get a big stop when they needed it to make sure that this didn't turn into a 2-possession deficit.
Now they have to have a drive that can chew up some yardage, and the Eddies' hope will end in some points as they go to Lundgren on the outside, and he's banged out of bounds after a pickup of 6.
Some people thought he went up the middle. If they did, they might have been going to the end zone, but instead he went out to the outside and get a nice gain there, and that's what they have to do. They got to get those positive yards on 1st and 2nd down so they're not in that position of having the 4th and 5 like they did on the previous drive.
Jaden Ivory made the stop for Niles, 1 consonant away from being a Detroit Piston.
Which would be pretty cool for a kid from Michigan.
2nd down, and we'll call it 3. And the handoff goes to Tyus Yoder, and Tyrus Yoder still on his feet, finally gets up to the 30-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down as the Eddies move the chains.
We are in the second quarter now, 11:05 to play here. As you take a look at our Tire Rack scoreboard, the scoreboard itself not cooperating with our equipment, so not able to give you the time on there, but Chuck and I will keep you updated as they are officially ruling that one a 1st down for the Eddies.
By the way, Dane Asmus, who you'll meet at halftime, one of our Tony Letcher student athletes of the week, lost his helmet on that play, so he has to leave the field here for this play for the Niles defense. Lundgren at quarterback, hands it off to Rudolph, and Alex Rudolph getting some time at fullback tonight, is able to pick up about 3 yards on the play. That's his first carry of the night, but he's somebody that they were counting on with this banged-up backfield for Edwardsburg.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is a longtime supporter of high school athletics. They're also helping NASA send astronauts back to the moon. Want to help? Learn more on joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
5 different ball carriers for Edwardsburg in the game so far. The pitch to Brody Shimpa. Shimpa cuts it back beautifully, still on his feet, and gets it down to about the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
If you are watching us on the Sports Michiana Facebook page, by the way, you'll see a post from Suzanne Cunningham. She is giving you the link to that GoFundMe for Kenley. So please contribute if you can as you take a look at that replay, brought to you by Southwest Vision Center, who are among the many sponsors who are big supporters of Kenley as well. And we thank Patrick for that Patrick Industries sideline report to bring awareness to our whole Michiana community.
Big 3rd and 2 here for Edwardsburg as they try to keep this drive alive and play some keep away against the Vikings. Right up the middle with Rudolph. He's got the first down. Needed 2, got 2.5, and the Eddies moved the chains again.
Jason's Service Center in Edwardsburg wants everyone to have a great game tonight. Jason's is a Napa Auto Care Center following a strict code of ethics to maintain the highest standards. Jason's Auto Truck Service Center, your trusted hometown service center where the job gets done.
Nice job by the Edwardsburg offensive line. They were challenged this week. They felt like they got manhandled a little bit at Paw last week and wanted to come out and assert some physicality here against the Vikings. And they're getting a little bit of a push on the defensive line, although not too much that time, as they only got 1 for Tyrus Yoder.
Wherever you're watching us right now on Facebook, on our many platforms, or I believe the WSBT YouTube stream is up and running, give us a like, give us a share so you can let others know they can tune in and watch this game as well. As with 8:35 remaining, we got a good one here. Niles leading Edwardsburg 14-7.
2nd and 9. Carson Sebra hobbles off. You can see that ankle bothering him a little bit tonight. He has not had a carry so far this evening. Been used primarily as a decoy. Now Lundgren wants to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. Sam Rucker hit him, and it's intercepted by Ward Cheney at the 28.
That was an excellent job of holding on to that ball. Lundgren's hand was hit as he throws. As you take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center, he was about to get sacked and then just can't get it off. And then look at this, 2 players colliding and somehow corralling it for a huge interception and turnover. And now Niles has an opportunity here with 8:11 remaining in the second quarter. They'll start inside the Edwardsburg 30, up by 7 points. Big turn of events there.
For Cheney, that's his first interception of the season. The junior has really been a star in that linebacking core this year. And the one thing you don't want to give these Vikings is a short field. Peyton Gordon trying to get around the corner. Got a block. He's headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Niles. Gordon from 28. And it's 20-7 Vikings.
That was a first down brought to you by the Niles Athletic Boosters and a whole lot more as they get the touchdown to go up. And you take a look at the replay here brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. And yet another time here tonight that nobody gets a hand on the ball carrier as he rushes in for the touchdown. Didn't think they could score quicker than 37 seconds like they did earlier. They did right there.
Sam Rucker gets a lot of credit for his ball carrying ability, but he laid the block that time that really set Gordon free. The extra point is on its way. It is up and good. 8:03 to go in the first half, and Niles has opened up a 2-touchdown lead. They set it up with the interception, cashing in with a Peyton Gordon touchdown. 21-7 Vikings on Sports Michiana.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by Patrick, empowering outdoor enthusiasts since 1959. Chuck Freeby, Angelo DiCarlo, Patrick Driscoll with you from beautiful Leo Hoffman Field in Edwardsburg. Gorgeous night for football. Not going so well for the home team right now as Niles leads at 21-7.
JBLS Septic and Excavation is the option for septic and excavation needs in Southwest Michigan. JBLS Septic and Excavation offers prompt appointments and excellent customer service. JBLS Septic and Excavation, you dump, we pump. And I don't know if they're going to try to dump this football because they got some kind of issue before we get our kickoff here after that touchdown.
It looks like there might be some sort of inflation issue with the football. I don't know, or maybe the clocks on the sidelines weren't synced up with the officials. In the meantime, we'll try to update some scores from around Indiana and Michigan here. We can tell you Rochester leads Southwood by a count of 16-0. Berrien Springs on top of Dowagiac, 14-6 after one. The Chieftains rolled into that one with a 5-1 record.
Berrien Springs 3-3 on the season. That would be a big one for them as they try to get themselves in position perhaps to get into playoff contention. And now a whistle and a flag on the kickoff, during the kickoff. And we'll see what this one's all about.
Typically that would be an indication that the kicking team might have been offside. We shall see.
Reminder, this second quarter brought to you by the Smiths Chapel and Bullock Farms, and they are proud supporters of Eddie's Athletics. Beautiful, affordable venues for your wedding, your reception, graduation party, or family reunion. Learn more at the smithschapel.com.
In Indiana, Northridge leads Goshen 6-0 after one. They're in the second at Rice Field and Elkhart. Marion and Elkhart still scoreless. Jimtown leads LaVille 14-7 at the end of one. Kalamazoo United on top of South Haven tonight, 14-0 after one quarter of play. And the kickoff, fielded by Brody Shimpa back at the 11. Shimpa tries to cut it back, and about 5 Niles players say that's not happening right now. It's stopped at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Eddies will take over 1st and 10.
Only a 15-yard gain on that kickoff, so good job there by Niles getting downfield. We want to let you know that if you're looking to upgrade your window treatments, don't DIY. Call Quality Window Treatments. With free in-person consultations, design help, and local installation, there's no guesswork required. Visit QualityWindowTreatment.com. See your space in a whole new light.
Couple of Indiana surprises. End of one, John Glenn leads Tippy Valley 6-0. And at the end of one, Northwood leads Warsaw 14-0. Handoff up the middle, and Edwardsburg gives it to the fullback for about a pickup of 4. Looks like that was Hayden that time on the carry.
Well, if you listened to the Tire Rack drive to the game earlier tonight, Chuck made note of the fact that Nate Andrews in his entire coaching career has never lost 3 games in a row. Maybe he reminded his team of that and make sure it wouldn't happen as they get the nice lead on Warsaw so far.
Also, Concord leads Wawasee 14-0 after one, and Mishawaka leads Plymouth 7-3 late in the first. Handoff up the middle and a first down for the Eddies. As cracking heads and going all the way up to the 36-yard line. I think that was Shimpa again. Brody Shimpa having a solid night carrying the football.
And you take a look at the replay here brought to you by the Southwest Vision Center. Our timeouts tonight for Edwardsburg brought to you by Papa's Pizza and Sensational Scoops. They haven't had a timeout yet, so we'll give them an early shout-out in a moment. I'll tell you a little bit about Papa's Pizza, who did a great job feeding our crew this evening.
Here's the pitch back, and again, it's Brody Shimpa. No, that is not Shimpa this time. Check that. That'll be Tyrus Yoder, and Yoder takes it up to the 41-yard line for a pickup of 5. They had him by the shirt tail that time to keep him from getting away, as you'll see on the Southwest Vision Center replay.
We want to thank Papa's Pizzeria in Edwardsburg for feeding our crew. Proud supporter of the Eddies. Papa's Pizza open for lunch and dinner. You got to try their monster 20-inch pizza and excellent breadsticks. And when you're done, grab some ice cream next door at Sensational Scoops.
Alex Anderson looked like he was slalom skiing on one of the lakes, hanging on to that shirt tail. Lundgren keeps it on the hip again, tries to go forward, and Paul Hess won't have any of it after a pickup of 2.
6:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Big drive here for Edwardsburg, trying to get this back down to a 1-score game. And the key, obviously, they don't have to get it all in chunks. They just got to get 5. If you get your 3, 4, 5 yards, that can get it done. Because what that also helped, Chuck, If you get 3, 4, 5 yards and you march down the field, you're going to eat up the clock. You're going to prevent Niles from maybe scoring before the end of the half.
Well, it's a 3rd and 4. It's imperative that they get positive yardage on this play if they want to think about going for it on 4th down. Lundgren hands it off to the fullback. Yoder kind of got shoved from behind a little bit that time, and that helped him get to the 49 of Edwardsburg. He needs to get to the Niles 49, so it's 4th and 2. And I think Dan Purley's going to go for it here. What's he got to lose?
Well, he has a situation that if they get stopped, all of a sudden you're giving the short field once again to Niles an opportunity to be down by 3 scores. You've only stopped them one time, and you certainly weren't able to stop them in the short field. So this is a huge, huge play here in the first half with just over 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter for the Eddies on 4th and 2. And a long 2, really.
And they'll pitch it back to Shimpa, and Shimpa stumbled, but he got the first down. It looks like he got it, at least. Side judge coming in, and it's going to be awfully tight. He had to get to the 49-yard line. The Niles players say he didn't get it.
And really, Chuck, this is ultimately where they spotted that ball because he had the space, but he got tripped up. And where his knee ultimately or elbow may have been is where they would have marked this one down. And that would make the difference. And as you take a look at the replay here, brought to you by Southwest Vision Center, yeah, I mean, he got tripped up, and that is tough to see where he might have landed.
Because he definitely bounced it forward once he landed.
Of course.
As you would expect.
And it looks like they're going to try to measure this one now, as you would expect. And this is a huge measurement, obviously, because if they get this, there's 4:59 remaining here in the second quarter. They got a new set of downs, and they're right at midfield.
It is funny to me that here we are in the 21st century. We have all kinds of GPS technology available to us, and we still rely on a piece of chain 10 yards long to come across and make these kind of important decisions.
Hey, most importantly, the fact that we're still doing it in high school, I understand. And Niles, it's a little short. Ooh, man, is that short. Just short.
But it is indeed short. And it'll be Niles' ball at its own the Edwardsburg 46-yard line.
At first glance, when he went down, I thought he had it like you did. Then when I saw where they marked it, I wasn't so sure, and it was actually closer than I thought it was.
Well, the fact of the matter is the chain extends past the 46.
Yeah.
So once you figured out that the chain extended past the 46,
you realize this is going to be a problem. And it was. Locally owned Central Automotive in downtown South Bend is your answer for oil changes, brakes, air conditioning repair, general maintenance, and more. Check them out at Lafayette and Colfax in downtown South Bend. Central Automotive, we're here for all your automotive needs.
Braylon Morris is playing quarterback for Northwood tonight, and he has led the Panthers to a 21-0 lead on Warsaw. Meanwhile, Paul Hess with the carry for Niles here, and Hess takes it forward for about 3 or 4 yards, which has been kind of his modus operandi tonight. 10 carries, 56 yards for the grinded-out fullback.
Outside of the one drive where Edwardsburg was able to stop Niles, Niles has gotten whatever they wanted for the most part in this game. It's been the 3-4 yards at worst, and then certainly have busted out some 30-yard touchdowns and 30-yard rushes throughout this game as well.
2nd and 6. They'll pitch it back to Peyton Gordon, and Grant Griffin in pursuit is there. He had some help on the outside from Alex Rudolph, and Gordon brought down for a loss of 5.
Perhaps the best defensive play of the evening for the Eddies as you take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center, as that is a massive loss and brings up a 3rd and 11 now for Niles.
The key to that play was Rudolph on the corner holding contain and giving Griffin time to come over and make the stop from behind.
Well, and especially after Hess just ran the ball up the middle, and that inside-out philosophy for Scott Shaw has worked out real well. This time it did not. The Eddies were able to stay at home, find the ball carrier, and make the tackle. And now we're going to get a timeout here, brought to you by Papa's Pizza and Sensational Scoops.
3rd and 11 when we come back. Niles up 21-7 on Sports Michiana.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless.
Respect, loyalty, pride, courage, integrity, and dedication. Those are the many ways officers at the St. Joseph County Police Department are serving our community. If you're looking for a career change and that can really make a difference, visit sjcpd.org to learn more.
Talon Bennett has not thrown a pass tonight. He's only thrown 25 this season, but it's 3rd and 11 for Niles, and Bennett drops back. Heaves it down the field, has a man out there, but he overshot him. He was looking for Ivory, threw it too far. It'll be 4th down, and for the second time tonight, Niles will have to punt.
For a moment, I wondered if maybe they would not throw the ball because of the fact that they're on the Edwardsburg side of the 50-yard line, that if they could get 5-6 yards, they make it a manageable 4th down. But again, if they get 5-6 yards, they're still at 4th and 5 or 6.
And what a job by the Eddy defense. They had the offenses back there after Edwardsburg had gambled for it on a 4th down in its own territory, got the 3 and out. They'll get the ball back with about 3 minutes left here in the first half and some timeouts remaining. Rucker with the punt. Shimpa's going to let it hit and roll, and it goes all the way down to the 11-yard line. So Edwardsburg will have to try to go about 89 yards in 3 minutes and 23 seconds with a full complement of timeouts.
Thank you to the Lilliard Insurance Agency for all their work in helping Sports Michiana get all its insurance needs. Real people, real service, real value. That's their slogan. But Matt Lilliard and his team also live it every day. Visit realvalueins.com to get the personal touch you deserve. If you live in Edwardsburg or Niles, he's not that far away down on the other side of the border.
We'll check the Wolverine Conference standings after this first down play because we've got an important score to pass along with regards to that. As Edwardsburg hands it off to the fullback up the middle for a pickup of 4. This is a very important game in the Wolverine Conference race. As our factoids tonight brought to us by Jason Service Center. Niles with a 1-game lead on Edwardsburg, but you see Paw Paw is 4-0, and Paw Paw has a 20-0 lead on Three Rivers right now in the second quarter at homecoming over there in St. Joseph County.
Niles and Paw Paw still yet to meet at the end of the season here in the Wolverine Conference, but obviously if Edwardsburg can win, then all of a sudden it can become a 3-horse race once again.
And it was Niles and Paw Paw to decide the conference last year. Another fullback up the middle. Again, it's Tyrus Yoder, and Yoder barrels his way forward for about 3 more to set up a 3rd and 4.
Paw Paw got the victory over Edwardsburg last week, and that was the second loss of the season for the Eddies. Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is the financial institution of choice for Sports Michiana, plus hundreds of churches and schools. You can link your Elevate credit or debit card, and your nonprofit earns 1% cash back. Go to NotreDameFCU.com/elevate to learn more. And if you're starting a business in 7 weeks, they're really great to make sure you get everything you possibly can need and answer every question you have.
Couldn't ask for a better partner for Sports Michiana than the fine folks at Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Pitch back to Brody Shimpa. He'll try to weave his way through traffic, and he does. He's got the first down after a pickup of 5, and Edwardsburg hangs on to the ball, moves the chains.
Down to 153, though, remaining here in the first half. But the key here is you move the chains, you do not give the ball back to Niles.
Well, the other key is the fact that Edwardsburg deferred when they won the toss tonight. So they know they're getting the ball to start the second half. So they may not mind whittling away a couple of minutes here, go into halftime down 14, and then see what kind of adjustments you can make.
They also wouldn't mind busting a play here and getting it to
nearly
one
did
score.
right there. As it was Hayden on the carry that time, and the young fullback picks up 5.
Since 1959, Patrick Industries in Elkhart has empowered outdoor enthusiasts to achieve next-level recreation experiences. Patrick is a proud supporter of our local teams and athletes, empowering excellence on and off the field. Thank Patrick for being our Sideline Reports sponsor.
Cameron Hayden, only a sophomore, but 4 carries, 21 yards so far tonight. They give it to the last man through, and that didn't fool anybody from Niles. Paul Hess coming through and making another stop, this time on Tyrus Yoder. This one right at the line of scrimmage. Concord has now taken a 21-0 lead on Wawasee in the second. Meanwhile, the St. Joe Bears, undefeated on the year. They've beaten both Niles and Edwardsburg this year, but they're in a dogfight right now with Matawan, tied at 7 in the first. Andrew Prattley has a solid team up there at Dickinson Stadium.
Had a great team 2 years ago, took their lumps last year after losing 19 starters, and now all those guys have experience now.
Could be the final play of the first half. Lundgren is going to try to run for it and chase down from behind by Riley Cowan. And Scott Shaw wants to use a timeout here. It's sponsored by Papa's Pizza and Sensational Sausage.
Sensational Scoops.
That too. Well, I thought the sausage on the pizza was sensational tonight.
It was, but they
That's
also have
what
an
had my
ice cream.
attention.
They have the ice cream shop right next door. Matt Reinhardt and his team, and only 9 seconds remaining. But hey, this makes a lot of sense for Scott Shaw because it's 4th down. You know Edwardsburg's going to have to punt, so why not call the timeout? Put him in a position where perhaps you can block the kick, get a bad snap, anything can happen.
Well, you have a dangerous punt returner in Sam Rucker. Rucker has 13 touchdowns on the year. One of them is on a punt return. Another one is on a kick return. Anytime you can find a way to get the ball into his hands, you try to take advantage of it.
So 21-7, Niles leading here with 9 seconds remaining in the half. Coming out of this timeout, Edwardsburg facing a 4th and 3, and they will punt the ball away.
Carter Houseworth does the punting for this Edwardsburg team, a veteran kicker. And yes, Sam Rucker is indeed going back deep for Niles, and he'll be waiting for the kick back around his own 40-yard line. So let's see what kind of strategy Dan Purley tries to employ here. See if they can find a way to burn all 9 seconds. Houseworth takes the snap. High hanging boot. Rucker, fair catch back at his 34, and Niles will have the final 2 seconds here of the first half.
We'll see if they try to run a play or just take the knee. I think they'll probably just hand the ball off and see if they can break one, right, and see what could happen.
Look for the Jadarian Price last play of the first half against Purdue that the Irish had. Meanwhile, up in Indiana, the St. Joe Huskies pounding South Bend, Washington tonight. That's 28-0 in the first quarter. Good one at Steele Stadium where Mishawaka leads Plymouth 14-10 at the intermission. And then, as we mentioned, Concord with a 21-0 lead on Wawasee. Elkhart and Marion go to the half scoreless at Rice Field. We talked on the Tire Rack drive to the game about the possibility that could be a trap game for Elkhart. And Marion holding its own with the NIC leaders.
Well, we've said Elkhart obviously a very good football team, but their Achilles heel is certainly their offense and not being able to score the ball too much. Had a huge win over Penn last week, but certainly they need to get that offense going. And so far tonight, scoreless in that one.
What does Scott Shaw dial up here? Bennett throws to Brendan Olson. Hook and ladder. They try to go to Peyton Gordon, and Gordon just can't get far enough. He's escorted out of bounds as the first half comes to an end, with the Niles Vikings leading the Edwardsburg Eddies by a count of 21-7. Teams getting ready to head to the locker room. We go downstairs to Patrick Driscoll with the Patrick Industries Sideline Report. He's got Scott Shaw.
Coach, you're up 21-7 in a tough road environment. What have you liked out of the guys so far?
Well, I like the way we're playing offense. I mean, you know, they've got slightly different look than what we prepared for, but I think we're handling it and everything. So they can only stop so much. They're stopping our inside stuff, and we were able to get outside of them and fortunately take advantage of that.
And, you know, this game, it's so important for the Wolverine Conference, also the Michigan playoff race. What's going to be your message to you guys to close this game strong?
Well, just keep playing. I mean, you know, keep playing. We got to start off on defense, and then we We had to punt twice. That's almost our season total. So, we want to keep the chains moving and just stick it in the end zone.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Chuck, Anj, 21-7 from Leo Hoffman Field. We'll see you guys in the second half. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Coming up in our St. Joe County Police halftime report, we'll have our Tony Letcher Health Market Student Athletes of the Week, plus halftime highlights and a special feature from Edwardsburg. It all comes your way next on the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week.
Why do our auto insurance rates keep going up? Oh.
Dramatic increases in parts, labor, and medical care are causing auto insurance rates to soar nationwide. Lilliard's Insurance can protect you from auto rate increases with our available rate lock feature. And because Lilliard's Insurance is a local business, you get better service and deal with actual people. Hi, I'm Matt Lilliard. Call or text us today to see if you qualify.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Time now for our Sports Michiana Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets. We have Edwardsburg Junior runner George Scupham with us here today, along with Dane Asmus, a Niles senior football player. Dane, we'll start with you. In addition to playing football, you're also a baseball player. You have a 3.62 GPA. How do you balance everything between athletics and academics?
Basically just like a lot of hard work in the classroom and at practice, just given the time I am offered, really make the use out of it. So that's about it.
You play both football and baseball. Which one do you like more?
Oh, that's tough, man. Football, the atmosphere is way more fun. But I like baseball because the mental, there's a lot. It's pretty slow.
You're looking to go into trade school and then become a pipe fitter. Some people don't usually hear that often from a high school student. Tell us why.
Just because my dad's been a lot around construction a lot, and I'm in a construction class in the first half of my day, so just thought it would suit me best. Sounds pretty fun.
What does being a Niles Viking mean to you?
Being a Niles Viking means everything. My mom has been my principal for a long time at my elementary school and at my high school, so it definitely means a lot.
All right, bonus question then. What is that like?
Oh, it's tough. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Dane, thank you very much. That's Dane Asmus. And then we have George Scupham here, an Edwardsburg junior cross-country runner and track and field runner, and he's also tied for first in the junior class with a perfect 4.0 GPA. How do you balance everything?
Good time management is a big part of it, and then also prioritizing. Academics come before athletics.
And then you have a lot of extracurriculars on top of that. You're also involved in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, water skiing, and you like to take part in triathlons. How'd you get involved in all this?
Well, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was just something I kind of wanted to do. I love martial arts. And then I got into water skiing from my dad. He's always grew up around it. So, and then, what was the last one?
Oh, you also like to do triathlons?
Oh, triathlons I got in from Jiu-Jitsu. My instructor was a big triathlete, so I thought I'd give him a shot.
Which one of those is the most difficult?
I would say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a mentality thing, and there's so many different combinations that you have. It's a big web.
How has Edwardsburg prepared you for the future?
Edwardsburg has given me a lot of great role models to look up to. So like my teachers, my coaches, and the principals, they've just been really good role models for the students.
George, thank you very much. Congratulations. Dane, thank you very much. Congratulations once again. Outstanding Student Athletes of the Week, as always, here on our Sports Michiana Game of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets. We have your first half highlights right after this. You're watching Niles and Edwardsburg in the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
Shopping for tires used to be like pulling teeth. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's Tire Decision Guide made it easy to drill down to the right tires for me.
What?
Oh, I got a great deal. My tires shipped fast and free and arrived the next day. I even got 2 years of free road hazard protection.
Where?
You're darn right, wow. Next time your tires get long in the tooth, visit TireRack.com.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, putting people over profits. The Edwardsburg Marching Band entertaining the crowd here at Leo Hoffman Field here at halftime, where Niles leads it by a count of 21-7. Welcome inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby and Angelo DiCarlo high above the fray. And if you were looking for offense, the first quarter was your quarter. If you were looking for defense, the second quarter was your quarter.
Yeah, I really liked what you saw from both offenses in the first quarter, especially because they really didn't care what the opposing defense was doing. They were just going to run the ball down your throat and score. And then both teams were able to adjust in that second quarter and make some critical defensive plays. Obviously, there was the big one of the interception for Niles that leads to this being a two-score game now for the Vikings.
It was like the Revolutionary War in the first quarter, just nothing but ground attack. Let's show you how it got to be this way. Paul Hess gets his sixth touchdown of the year right there to get the Vikings on the board, capping an 11-play drive. Joe Lundgren, beautiful job keeping the ball on his hip. Then he zips his way 52 yards for the score. We were tied at 7, about 7 minutes into this one. Back comes Niles. They needed an electric play. Paul Hess would help set up a Sam Rucker run with this little 15-yard scamper, and then Rucker would take it in for the TD. 14-7 Niles. Here's Rucker on his 37-yard touchdown run. Look at him zip by everybody, and the Vikings had the lead. Walker Carafa with a big stop on the first play of the second quarter. And Edwardsburg would try to come back with a pass, but Sam Rucker hits the quarterback, and Wade Cheney makes the interception. One play later, Peyton Gordon takes it around for the score off the Rucker block. 21-7 Niles at the break. And Anj, the defenses really have something to worry about when these two teams are on the field. Niles' defense seems to have reacted just a little bit better.
They have, and they've made those critical stops in terms of the game of inches we talk about, especially when you're running the triple option. They've done just enough to make sure Edwardsburg has not gotten those really close first downs on a couple of occasions. 2 stops with less than a yard to the first down marker for the Eddies. And obviously that's something that Dan Purley is going to be emphasizing, I imagine, in the locker room. They got to get those first downs and move the chains if they want to have a chance. They'll have the ball to start the second half, so that's a big positive for them.
Well, there are a lot of great things going on here at Edwardsburg High School, but they're looking to make more great things happen. And the Edwardsburg Boosters wanted to take a moment to tell you how you can help as well.
Are important. Classrooms are important. You may not know that every student attending Classrooms are important. You may not know that every student attending Edwardsburg schools will have a class in the strength and conditioning room. PE is a required course in the state of Michigan. Just like a biology lab or a band room, we want to give our students the best chance to learn and succeed by equipping them with a first-class facility and training them on physical fitness. We encourage you to consider helping with this capital project that will enhance our strength and conditioning facility and improve lives for generations to come. It all starts here.
We only got what?
It starts here, and it starts with us to be able to give all of our Eddies the best facilities and the best opportunities, so we set them up to be as successful as they can be when they leave us.
Edwardsburg is the place to invest in. Everything we're about, the pride, the passion, the purpose.
It's hard to understand what being an Eddie is until you live as an Eddie.
You belong to not only the school, but the community, because everyone in Edwardsburg is an Eddie.
When you come to Edwardsburg, you don't leave Edwardsburg. This is just a great place. It's a great community.
We're always looking forward to the future. What can we do better?
I think the community can help by us having a bigger weight room. I just feel like right now we're all kind of jam-packed together.
We just don't have enough space. We've grown our strength and conditioning classes. So next year we're offering 6 different strength and conditioning classes.
It's a little crowded and packed just with the equipment that we have. It's just outdated. So we can maximize that space with new equipment.
Anything we can do for all students is really important, and the strength and conditioning room is something that touches all students, so it's not just for athletes.
When I think of our strength and conditioning room, I just feel like it's so dark and so tight and hot, and I just wish we had it bigger and more machines and stuff that we could use.
I do feel like that it could use a couple upgrades, from the weight plates to the bars that we use.
The bars are getting rusted, and that's also just dangerous for athletes that are trying to learn it for the first time.
It is definitely an investment that is very smart, and you're definitely not just doing it for one group of people, you're doing it for everyone.
If you struggle with your self-appearance or something, and you want to change that, I feel like a weight room is definitely somewhere that you can go.
That's going to be a gateway to living a healthy lifestyle and preparing them for their future and developing healthy habits.
It starts here with the community willing to give us a chance to prove that we will use what you give us.
We've done the best with what we have, and we take pride in making sure that our facilities are kept to the level they are. But they are aging, and our students deserve to have the best so that they have those best opportunities. And I'm not sure that the community is completely aware of that need.
To give a tax-deductible donation to this important cause, contact the Edwardsburg Athletic Boosters at 574-621-4981. We thank you for your support, and remember, it all starts here.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceGBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer, while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models. Serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
Why do our auto insurance rates keep going up? Oh.
Dramatic increases in parts, labor, and medical care are causing auto insurance rates to soar nationwide. Lilliard's Insurance can protect you from auto rate increases with our available rate lock feature. And because Lilliard's Insurance is a local business, you get better service and deal with actual people. Hi, I'm Matt Lilliard. Call or text us today to see if you qualify.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And a high school football game of the week is being brought to you in part by the Lilliard Insurance Agency. They're real people with real service and real value. See the Niles Vikings warming up, and the question is, can they do it again? Well, a win tonight would guarantee a winning season for Niles, and that would be their first stretch of 4 consecutive winning seasons since between 1982 and 85, also known as the Chuck Freebie college years. That factoid, by the way, brought to us by our friends at Jason Service Center. So
that was also known as the Angelo toddler years, by the way.
Yeah, that too.
And you know what? This other guy on the team.
The pre-Patrick Driscoll era, yes. Yeah. We understand that. But Patrick Driscoll is downstairs with a Patrick sideline report, not named for him, but for the company that sponsors it. And Mr. Driscoll, what did Dan Purley have to say at the break?
Yeah, Coach emphasized, it's 21-7, but it was just a couple mistakes that before that interception, they were only down 7 points. Niles swung that around real quick to get the quick score. He said they're going to make some adjustments. He likes the energy they're playing with, and they're getting the ball in the second half, so if they can come out, get some quick points, Edwardsburg can make this a game real quick once again.
And Patrick, I'm just curious, you're down there on the field. You experienced football from a player's standpoint. What do you think of the physicality of this matchup tonight?
Oh, yeah, the physicality is definitely there. And from what I've heard the entire week is how these kids have been longing for this matchup ever since they're kids. A lot of them played rocket football against each other growing up. They've been waiting for this moment. And for Niles, a win right here would really solidify their place in this conference.
Well, as Phil Collins would say, they've been waiting for this moment for all their life, so hold on. Thank you, Mr. Driscoll.
And when they were kids, though, they didn't know if this moment would come.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, as freshmen, these seniors find out they're going to get the opportunity to face their rivals for the first time. And now everyone playing in this game is used to facing their arch rival, which adds to the excitement. For the older folks, this is a new rivalry. For everyone playing, this is the rivalry.
For those who may not be as familiar with these two communities, there was a time back in the 80s when Niles had about 1,400 kids in the school, and Edwardsburg was a very small community, maybe 400 kids in the school. That has since changed. The factories have pulled out of Niles. The enrollment has decreased to under the 800 mark. Meanwhile, Edwardsburg has seen a surge where the two schools are now pretty similar in enrollment, but one of the things that always drove Niles nuts was a lot of Niles kids would come to school in Edwardsburg. Well, Scott Shaw got to town, and that changed. What also changed is the fact that Niles, for 89 years, played in the Southwest Michigan Athletic Conference. When their declining enrollment caused them to look elsewhere and they came to the Wolverine Conference, that meant they could play Edwardsburg because you don't get a lot of non-conference games in Michigan.
Yeah, a lot of conferences end up playing just their own conference, and they would have enough teams. They'd have 10 teams in their conference. You play everybody once, and then you get ready for the postseason. That's been the way it was for a long time, and now there's been a lot of conference realignment, and things have shifted a little bit, so some schools are getting some of these non-conference games. That's why it's cool that you're getting to see in the early parts of the season these two teams facing off against Lake Shore and St. Joseph as well, and at least a few more local matchups from the Southwest Michigan perspective in that regard as we get set for the start of the second half.
Ben Bruckner puts the foot to it. Brody Shimpa collects the kickoff at his 9. Shimpa looking for some running room, but he's upended by Alex Anderson and the rest of the Vikings at the 25-yard line after a 16-yard return. Our third quarter being brought to us tonight by Tony Gadeski with Farm Bureau Insurance. Want to salute Tony's daughter, Jada. She is a junior at Edwardsburg and just qualified for the state finals in golf. Shot an 87 yesterday. That was good for fifth place in the regional at Arbor Hills and Jackson. So she's going to the finals in Battle Creek next Friday and Saturday. So congratulations to Jada Gadeski, and thanks to Tony Gadeski and Farm Bureau Insurance for their sponsorship tonight. 1st and 10 for the Eddies at their own 25, and the handoff goes to Alex Rudolph, and Rudolph is able to squeeze out 4 yards on the play.
Sports Michiana's apparels, courtesy of our friends at It's Tops in Mishawaka. Clothes, office supplies, tumblers. If you want to put your logo on something, odds are It's Tops can make it happen. Locally run since 1976, It's Tops gives you the personalized attention you deserve. Learn more at itstops.net.
And I apologize, I had not seen Grant Griffin get a carry tonight, but there he was on the first ball of the second half. And he's the one that squeezed it forward for 4 yards. So it's 2nd and 6 for Edwardsburg. This time they'll give it to Tyus Yoder, and Tyrus Yoder only able to pick up about a yard on the play before the Niles defense converges on him. The sledding's been tough for Yoder tonight, 12 carries, 33 yards.
Well, and again, when you get behind the chains and you're not able to get those bigger yards, suddenly here you are in a 3rd and 5 situation. That's a tough place to be in a triple option offense. This is a big play coming up here, and maybe they throw the ball, because I don't know if you go 4 yards if you feel like comfortable going for it.
3rd and 5. Instead, they will hand it off, and stumbling forward for 4 yards on the play to set up a 4th and 1 for Edwardsburg is Alex Rudolph. So now what does Dan Purley want to do deep in his own territory at his own 34-yard line, looking at a 4th and 1? He's going to go for it.
This has not worked to their advantage so far this evening, but those were longer ones. This is a 4th and 1, and with your offense, you have the confidence to do it, but this is a big moment in this game at the 34-yard line.
Eddie fans watching nervously as they hand it off, and getting the first down for Edwardsburg is Brody Shimpa as he plows forward to the 38 to pick up a 4 on the play.
Great job there by Shimpa as you take a look at the replay, brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. And he's using those eyes to find that hole and get enough for that first down.
It was Peyton Gordon in on the stop that time for Niles, but not until Shimpa, who plays a lot more physical than you would expect him to. I mean, he's known on the basketball court as more of a finesse player, but here in football, he has played with some lumber tonight. 1st and 10 at the 38, and they'll give it to him again, and Shimpa works his way up the field. Alex Anderson pulls him back, but not until after a gain of 4.
The Smiths Chapel and Bullock Farms are proud supporters of Eddie's Athletics. Beautiful, affordable venues for your wedding, your reception, graduation party, perhaps if you're a parent of one of these teams, or family reunion. Learn more at thesmithschapel.com.
10 carries, 53 yards tonight for Brody Shimpa. Now the normal starting backfield of Carson Sebra and Grant Griffin check into the ball game.
Have not seen too much of Sebra here tonight.
Hasn't had a carry. Won't get one here. It's Grant Griffin. And Griffin all the way up to the 45-yard line. A burst for a first down into Niles territory after a pickup of 12.
Griffin was our Reliance player of the game back in the first game of the season for the Eddies when they went down to Indiana to defeat John Glenn. Had a good game both on the ground and in the air and was able to be the Reliance player of the game. And here he comes up big with a first down there.
He is a three-sport athlete here at Edwardsburg. And it's Shimpa off the right side. Shimpa cuts it back. Brody Shimpa all the way to a 31-yard line. Braden Olson had to bring him down after another Edwardsburg first down, but Southwest Vision Center shows you how the Eddies are moving the chains here early in the second half.
And now suddenly the Eddies are getting the big chunk plays, back-to-back big plays here for Edwardsburg's offense, and they are in business into Niles territory, looking to get more. And now look at Niles bringing the house up forward.
It's Yoder off the left side, and Tyrus Yoder pushes forward for another 4 yards, make it 5.
That was a great extra effort there, second effort for Yoder. He got that initial contact after 2 or 3 yards and was able to squeeze out another 2.
Nice surge off the line that time by Luke Harmon and Walker Carafa at the guard spots.
7:50 remaining here in the second quarter, so a nice long drive to start the third, here in the third quarter, excuse me. Nice long drive to start the third here for the Eddies.
Now it's Carson Sebra, his first carry of the night, and he gets pulled backwards by Ward Cheney after a gain of about 2.
Sebra, one of the guys that has been a little dinged up for this Eddies team. They've been banged up quite a bit, so I wonder if they were kind of saving him here for the second half, if they could hold it so that he did not take too many hits in this game.
Edwardsburg had about 10 guys sitting out at practice on Tuesday. Pitch back. It's Griffin this time. He bounces off tacklers, runs over a tackler, and finally Olsen bulldogs him down to the 16 after another Eddie first down.
Oh, man, runs him over. Take a look at the Southwest Vision Center. It doesn't matter who's in front of him. He's saying, get out the way, and if you don't, I'm going to just move you out of the way.
So perhaps the last 6 quarters of being manhandled, first by Pompa and then by Niles, got the attention of the Eddies at the break. Shimpa, right side, trying to go outside, and Cheney had him around the legs, but Shimpa put some lean into it and still gets 3 out of the carry. 12 carries, 70 yards tonight for Brody Shimpa.
5 minutes and 15 seconds and counting on this opening drive of the second half for the Eddies. Thank you to Tony Letcher for his incredible support of Sports Michiana. Tony's a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you're looking for assistance with Medicare, family, or individual health insurance, go Google Tony Letcher Health Markets.
Fumbled snap, and I don't know, Niles thinks they have it, and they do.
Oh. Wow.
Lundgren fumbled the snap, and Niles pounces on top of it. A heartbreaking turnover for the Eddies, as you see on the Southwest Vision Center replay.
Absolutely what they could not afford to happen. But, you know, they've scored here tonight, but this felt like their best drive of the evening by far, really making everything go their way, have an opportunity to get down to 1 possession, and then you fumble the ball inside the 20-yard line of Niles, and the Vikings get the ball back up by 14. Nearly a 6-minute drive, 5 minutes and 34 seconds, and it comes away with 0 points.
Peyton Gordon on the reverse, and Gordon is swarmed under by Eddie's tacklers after only managing a yard.
The Niles Athletic Boosters are always here for our Vikings. We congratulate the football team and cheerleaders on a great season so far. Thank our parents, staff, and fans for their support. Search Niles Vikings Athletic Boosters on Facebook to join our Facebook group. Go Vikings.
Edwardsburg has committed 2 turnovers tonight. Niles made them pay for the first one with a touchdown. We'll see what happens here. It's a pitch out to Sam Rucker. He turns the corner, and Rucker is upended at the 28-yard line, but not until he gets a first down, sponsored by the Niles Athletic Boosters. 14 yards on the carry for Rucker, who has 78 on 7 carries tonight. Really good blocking on the outside to help spring Rucker. His younger brother Max, a tight end on this team, who's had a nice year in his sophomore season as well. Now Paul Hess gets the carry, trying to go off the left side, and Hess is finally brought down after a pickup of 4.
Southwest Vision Center in Edwardsburg is a proud supporter of the Eddies. Patient-focused care paired with quality service is a benchmark they strive to provide. Set up your appointment today at swvisioncenter.com. Southwest Vision Center, quality care with a personal touch.
Oscar Morris on the tackle that time for Edwardsburg. He is approaching 200 tackles in his Eddie career. What a terrific player this young man has been. It's Hess again off the left side, and the running is getting really tough out there now as the Eddies come up with another tackle, and I think it was Morris again. Only a yard that time for Hess. 12 carries, 57 yards for the Viking fullback. Niles looking at a 3rd and 5. Let's see what Scott Shaw dials up here. A little bit of movement along the line of scrimmage, but nothing in the neutral zone. And now Bennett pitches out to Rucker, and Rucker is brought down at the line of scrimmage or maybe behind it. Carson Sebra came over and made the hit. 4th down, a kicking situation. We go downstairs for a Patrick sideline report. Here's Patrick Driscoll.
Guys, I'm not sure what Coach Purley said to the team at halftime, but let me tell you, I've been on their sidelines all night long, and this energy they've provided is the highest it's been. Despite that fumble in the red zone, they bounce back. They're going to force a punt, get the ball back, and see what they can do to keep this game going strong. Ons, Chuck, back to you.
All right, big chance for Edwardsburg here. They managed to hold after the fumble. The punt coming over the head of Brody Shimpa, and Rucker's punt is down at the 24-yard line. Good punt by Rucker of 44 yards with no return. So Edwardsburg now with 3:27 to go in the third gets the ball back. We're back in 30 on Sports Michiana.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week brought to you by Reliance. As they said, design, build, renovate. 1st and 10 for Edwardsburg at its own 25. Handoff to Tyrus Yoder. He'll get 6 yards this time as Edwardsburg is getting more push on the line of scrimmage, Anj.
No question. And going back to what Patrick Driscoll said on that Patrick sideline report, outside of the one play, and no question, it was a huge play in that fumble. It's been all Edwardsburg here in the third quarter. They've really dominated this game as we have a Edwardsburg player shaking up on that play. He's hobbling off the sideline.
That's Tyrus Yoder, and he looks like he might be cramping up a little bit.
You know, an unseasonably warmer night than expected, and that could certainly happen. You don't expect that to happen this late in the season into October, but with how warm it's been, it is possible.
Another handoff up the middle, but this time Niles is able to hold it to about a pickup of 2 as Grant Griffin is finally pushed back as he gets to the 32-yard line and sets up a 3rd and 2.
Tell you what, he earned every one of those yards because it looked like it was going to be a no gain on that play, and he really, really fought to get just those 2 or 3 yards and set up a manageable situation here on 3rd and a long 2 or a short 3, depending on your vantage point here.
In South Bend, the Adams Eagles reign as the city champions. They beat Riley tonight 7-6 at School Field in South Bend.
It's a big win for Chuck in our Tire Rack Game of the Week standings in terms of our picks. Chuck massively 7 games behind or so. That's a big one for you.
Here's a pitch out and a scamper short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1 for Edwardsburg. And Dan Purley, well, he's been a gambling man all night long. Why not again here?
It worked last time on 4th and short, and they end up getting all the way into the red zone before the fumble. So let's see what they dial up here. I'm going to assume it's going to be a run with under 2 minutes to play here. Now down to 1:43, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout brought to you by Papa's Pizza and Sensational Scoops.
We're back in 30 on Sports Michiana.
You dream it, we design it. You need it, we've got it. We crank it out so you can crank it up. We work with purpose to power your passion. It's game on, so come on, let's elevate adventure. Let's take life to the next level today. Let's become better together. This is Patrick.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. Well, the folks at Jason Service Center sponsoring our factoids tonight. Edwardsburg looking at a 4th and 1 here. Could they try to surprise with a pass? Well, these two teams have combined to throw just 40 passes this season, but when they do throw, 8 have gone for touchdowns. Let's see what happens here on 4th and 1. Keep it on the ground and plow forward for the first down to the 35-yard line.
A late flag comes in, so we'll see what that one is all about. That could make a difference, and I think they just signaled for a hold, and that could make a huge difference in this situation.
Or is it a hold of the face mask? We shall see.
Ooh, could have been that.
We'll find out here from the officials. Personal foul. Indeed, it's a face mask. 15 yards, and the Eddies will have it at the midfield stripe.
Good call there, Chuck. We saw the same thing, and you saw it better. Maybe I should go to Southwest Vision Center.
Not the first rodeo. So Joe Lundgren, who was the backup quarterback at the beginning of the year. Zeke Pagura got hurt in the game we did against John Glenn. And Lundgren has done a nice job running this offense tonight, especially here in the third quarter. They have moved the ball on the ground. We'll see what the young quarterback does here as he hands it off. I believe that's Brody Shimpa for 3 yards.
Reminder, this third quarter brought to you by the Tony Godesky Farm Bureau Insurance Group. And freezing temperatures, sleet, snow, and ice will be here soon enough. Are your tires ready to tackle winter's worst? The experts at TireRack.com will get your vehicle ready for prime time. They sell tires that dominate winter. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Down to 55 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Edwardsburg looking at 2nd and 7 from the Niles 47. The pitch back to Grant Griffin, and Griffin still on his feet. Griffin carrying tacklers up to the 34-yard line. Alex Anderson finally brought him down after a pickup of 13. You'll see it again from Southwest Vision Center.
And Griffin hobbling a little bit. Another one of those guys that's banged up, giving it his all in this rivalry game, fighting for it, and he comes off the sideline and hobbles to the sideline to get a breather after that big run.
Tell you what, though, you saw this when you interviewed him for player of the game. That young man's got some quads on him.
Oh, he's a big boy.
1st and 10 from the 34. Another handoff. This is Tyrus Yoder. He's thrown backwards that time as R.J. Fiedler comes over and makes the stop. Fiedler, a wrestler on the Niles Viking team during the winter, and he came through with a 2-point takedown there as we hit the final seconds of quarter number 3. Edwardsburg and Niles in an intense rivalry, the 5th chapter of this one in the last 4 years, and we'll go the 4th with the Vikings up 21-7 on Sports
and
Michiana.
OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices. They look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and
Jimtown
repairs.
and LaVille,
Count on us
14.
to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
This edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless. We'll hear from Patrick Driscoll here in a moment as we get the 4th quarter underway with Niles up 21-7, but Edwardsburg marching. And it's Joe Lundgren trying to keep it himself, and Alex Anderson gets him a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage. Let's go to Patrick Driscoll for a Patrick sideline report. Your impressions of this 1 through 3.
Yeah, I mean, Edwardsburg, they're still hanging in. Despite these mistakes and injuries, there are so many guys stepping up, but one player I want to highlight is Brody Shimpa. You guys even saw him lined up at quarterback. This guy wasn't even playing offense in the season opener. So the Edwardsburg, they're just providing so much fight. And look, they still have a quarter to make a good rally.
They need to strike on this drive, though. They fumbled in the red zone the last time they had the ball. Now it's 3rd and 12. Lundgren has not completed a pass tonight. He looks to do it here. Over the top. He's got his man. Shimpa, touchdown. Tony Godeski of Farm Bureau Insurance sponsors the touchdown. We told you earlier in that factoid brought to us by Jason Service Center how they pass with a purpose. And it's a 5th touchdown pass of the year for Joe Lundgren.
And you see the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. Tremendous play there by Edwardsburg, Dan Purley and company, dialing up the pass at the perfect time for the touchdown. And the Eddies are in business, and here comes an all-important point after to get it to 7 points.
Lundgren the holder. Carter Houseworth's kick is up and good, and it's a dogfight at Leo Hoffman tonight. 11:09 to go in regulation. Edwardsburg closes to within 7 of Niles. It's 21-14 on Sports Michiana.
For over 100 years, experience and inspiration have been the foundation of Big C Lumber. I'm Mark Young. Deciding on the perfect cabinetry for your home can be overwhelming. It's best to depend on our consultants with decades of experience at Big C Lumber. Your needs and wishes will be matched with our guidance in the creation of new spaces. We call this customer-inspired design, representing your personality, your style. Visit Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless.
This edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by Tire Rack. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be.
Better watch out in 2 weeks' time when the full crew's back. I might not be able to be on the sidelines. Patrick Driscoll calling situations down there. He might displace me. Good thing I own the company.
Apparently there at St. Joseph High School, they must have had a class called Prophecy.
Now comes a big offensive possession here for the Vikings. And look at this.
Onside kick. And now Edwardsburg has it. The Eddies recover the onside kick. Cale Myers gets on top of it. And Edwardsburg has all the momentum right now.
And you take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. Totally surprising. Niles bounces off the leg of the Viking player, and Edwardsburg all over it. I said it was going to be a big offensive possession for Niles. They don't even get the opportunity to get the ball on offense. They've only had the ball for one drive here in the second half, and now Edwardsburg is one drive away from tying the game as they start this possession at midfield.
And the handoff goes to Carson Sebra for 3.
Tony Godeski Farm Bureau Insurance is located in Edwardsburg and offers a wide variety of insurance, including life, home, auto, business, and farm insurance. Tony Godeski Farm Bureau Insurance says, go Eddies.
They are at the Viking 47, looking at a 2nd and 7. Grant Griffin in the backfield, along with Carson Sebra and Hayden. And it is Hayden taking the handoff. And he'll fumble, and Niles says they have it. And they do. Alex Anderson with the fumble recovery. 3rd turnover of the night by the Eddies.
Take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center, and they had trouble from the – look at that. It's hard to see how that developed there, but Niles able to recover it. And tell you what, the Vikings have done an excellent job. They haven't played great football necessarily in the second half, but they found the football when it's been on the ground. And that is the 2nd turnover they have forced here in the second half, and that was a huge one as they get the ball back.
One thing that Scott Shaw mentioned this week is that Edwardsburg typically does not make a lot of turnovers. He thought his team might have to create some tonight. Well, they've done that 3 times. So 1st and 10 from the 41. They'll give it to Sam Rucker. Halfback pass. They worked on this Tuesday, but this time it's intercepted. Hayden comes back after fumbling the ball and picks it back off for the Eddies.
He had the man open downfield. He was pretty open. He just underthrew it. And then Edwardsburg was able to come back. As you take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. He was open. It was a great call. He just underthrew it. And just a fabulous job by the Eddies to go for that ball and pick it off.
The ironic thing is when they worked on it Tuesday in practice, Rucker was throwing into the wind and actually threw the ball a lot better than he threw it on that one. It's the 2nd time they've tried a halfback pass this year, but this one gets picked off. 1st and 10 for Edwardsburg from its own 41. And the handoff goes up the middle. And battling for yardage to the 49 and a pickup of 8 is Carson Sebra. And Edwardsburg is playing with passion tonight.
Chuck, I'll say the most impressive thing I've seen here in the second half, Edwardsburg's defense. And you would have never thought that would be something you would have said based on the way the first half went. But when the offense has made its mistakes, has turned the ball over, the defense has stepped up in a huge way for Edwardsburg to get the ball back.
2nd and 3 from the 48. The pitch back to Brody Shimpa, and Shimpa has a first down. Paul Hess puts a shoulder into him and knocks him down, but not until Shimpa gets to the Niles 48 and moves the chains.
On Base Productions is an award-winning photography and video production company based in Niles. Whether you're an individual capturing life's special moments, a business showcasing your brand, or a nonprofit telling a powerful story, we're here to help you stand out. Visit onbaseproductions.com for more info. Charles Nelson, good friend, runs that company. If you want someone who's going to care about your product when he helps you put it together, Chuck is the guy. Not freebie, Nelson.
I do care.
Well,
1st and 10 from the 48. And the handoff, Shimpa again, and he'll gallop forward for 3.
9:15 left in the game. Edwardsburg has the ball into Niles territory after getting that interception back.
Shimpa now 15 carries, 80 yards tonight, plus a touchdown catch. And he has been a big part of helping keep Edwardsburg in it. The clock reads 8:54 and counting. We'll keep you abreast of that as we go through the fourth quarter in this 7-point game. 2nd and 7. Turn and the handoff goes to Grant Griffin, and he gets sandwiched. Oh, Hess really came up and stuck him along with Alex Anderson, and it's blown dead after a pickup of 1. Let's go downstairs for a Patrick Sideline report. Here's Patrick Driscoll.
Yeah, guys, something worth noting tonight. Since week 1, Niles has outscored their opponents 269-13. You've seen it all tonight, how Edwardsburg bounces back. Niles isn't used to these situations, so it's really important to take a note. How will Niles close out a game, because they're not used to it lately.
Well, they haven't had a close game all year. Yep. They haven't had a game where they have really had to play in the fourth quarter all season. Blown out by St. Joseph in the opener and then blowing everybody else out along the way. Alex Rudolph treated rudely by Ward Cheney at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th and 6. And if we know anything about the Eddies, they're going to go for it.
The problem is this is about as tough of a situation for them to get a first down on this 4th and long. It's really more of a 4th and 5.5. They did run the ball in a situation like this in the first half. It came up a yard short. They've pulled out their pass play already. Let's see what they do here.
7:25 to go in the 4th. Lundgren, play action pass, under pressure, throws, and it's knocked down. Beautiful defensive play by Jaden Ivory to bat it away from Shimpa, and Niles has held on down.
They had the opportunity. They got the ball up. Shimpa had a chance, and they just weren't able to corral it. Good defense there by the Vikings. You see that replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. A great job by our crew capturing the moments. Josh Kellogg, excellent job on replay. And our camera operators upstairs doing a great job. Duron Gray and Ryan Fitzpatrick, Chris Gibby on the sideline. Whole crew. Tony Beltran punching the keys. Gary Martin doing what Gary Martin does. Great crew we have on hand here tonight.
It's Sam Rucker trying to turn the corner on the outside, and Edwardsburg blue jerseys waiting for him after a pickup of 1.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is a longtime supporter of high school athletics. They're also helping NASA send astronauts back to the moon. Want to help? Learn more on joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Niles offense in the second half, and we especially have not seen much from Paul Hess in the second half. You wonder if they'll start trying to use that battering ram of a fullback with 6:40 to go in this one. Full house backfield this time for the Vikes. And it's Peyton Gordon, and he's got nowhere to go. He is bottled up in the backfield as Edwardsburg was waiting for Gordon.
Now brings up a 3rd and 9 here for Niles. Actually, they're going to push this back a little bit more. So, yeah, 3rd and 9. Now let's see if the Vikings have a pass play to throw in here. That's not a trick play coming up here on 3rd and long.
Talon Bennett's lone completion came on the final play of the first half, a little hook and ladder play to Olsen. Bennett wants to throw here. He's got all the time in the world, but nobody open. Throws, and it's incomplete, and it was almost intercepted. 4th down, and Niles will have to punt.
5:46 remaining in the game. Edwardsburg will get the ball back here. And this punt will be very interesting because can they get a good one off and pin Edwardsburg back and make them go the length of the field? Or can the Eddies get a decent return here and not make it as long of a final drive perhaps for them with 5:46 remaining in the game?
Brody Shimpa has done a little bit of everything tonight. Sam Rucker on the fake punt, and he can't get there. Rucker is shut down at the line of scrimmage. Joe Lundgren got him around the ankles, and all of a sudden the Eddies will have it in Niles territory at the 46. Wow.
I don't know if this was the play call or if he saw something and thought he could get it himself. Either way, he had no chance. Edwardsburg was all over it. And based on Scott Shaw's reaction on the sideline, I'm not so sure it was the play that they were calling. Either that or he was just upset that it got blown up. But here's the Eddies now, down by 7, 5:41 remaining, Chuck, in Niles territory.
On 1st and 10, Lundgren wants to throw. He's got a man open. Grant Griffin couldn't hang on. He was behind everybody. If he makes the catch, it may not be 6, but it's going to be a long gain, and as it is, Griffin comes up hobbling.
Take a look at that replay.
Oof. Right in the breadbasket, and he couldn't hang on.
That's a tough one. Jason's Service Center in Edwardsburg wants everyone to have a great game tonight. Jason's is a Napa Auto Care Center following a strict code of ethics to maintain the highest of standards. Jason's Auto Truck Service Center, your trusted hometown service center where the job gets done.
2nd and 10. Lundgren hands it off to the fullback, and that's only good for a pickup of 3. This was one of the keys to win, as Cameron Hayden is the ball carrier that time. For Niles was to dial up long distance, and the defense doing it here with a 3rd and 7.
JBLS Septic and Excavation is the option for septic and excavation needs in Southwest Michigan. JBLS Septic and Excavation offers prompt appointments and excellent customer service. JBLS Septic and Excavation, you dump, we pump.
5 minutes to go in regulation. Lundgren wants to throw. Sam Rucker tackled in the backfield, and Lundgren will throw it incomplete.
2 flags coming out. There's going to be a holding called here against Edwardsburg. They're trying to prevent them getting Niles from getting to Lundgren, and that didn't work out.
Which is usually the plan of attack anyway, because Sam Rucker has 32 sacks in his career at Niles High School, so he spent plenty of time harassing quarterbacks. Now the only question is, does Scott Shaw want to take the penalty? I would think so, because it'll be a 10-yard penalty here and force Edwardsburg back into its own territory.
See the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. No doubt about that one on the hold, and they'll send it back, and this will bring up a 3rd and very long on the other side of the 50. The Smiths Chapel and Bullock Farms are proud supporters of Eddie's Athletics. Beautiful, affordable venues for your wedding, your reception, your graduation party, or even family reunion. Learn more at thesmithschapel.com.
3rd and 18 to be specific about very long. 4:51, not very long, left in this one. And the handoff to the fullback, and Cameron Hayden gets stacked up after a pickup of 1. 4th down, and you would think at this point Dan Purley might punt it away, try to force a field position game, and then maybe take a chance his defense can create a turnover.
And there's got to be some urgency here if you're going to punt the ball away so that you have enough time to get the ball back if you make a stop. I think they might be going for it. Because the clock is ticking. It's down to 4:20. They only have 2 timeouts remaining. They already used one. It looks like they're going for it, but I don't know what you have in the playbook for a triple option offense to get a 4th and 17. Could be a quick kick. That's a possibility, too.
It is, but not usually from this formation.
No.
4th, and the flag flies, and I believe that might be a delay of game on Edwardsburg. The play clocks aren't working here tonight, so they did take too much time. 4th and 22. That does stop the clock, and then now they run Carter Houseworth out there on the field. But they just squandered valuable 40 seconds. There's only 4 minutes and 1 second left in this game.
And Niles gets 2 or 3 first downs, and this game might be over.
And now instead of Sam Rucker back deep, it's Brendan Olson going back deep for Niles.
He's very dangerous. We saw that from a season ago.
Houseworth with an end-over-end kick. Olson's going to let it go, and it'll be down at the 13-yard line. So now Edwardsburg's defense has to try to create a turnover. There are only 3 minutes and 52 seconds left. We're back in 30 on Sports Michiana.
We found out about Notre Dame Federal Credit Union through a friend. We were nervous about growing interest rates, but Notre Dame Federal Credit Union communicated the entire way through that process and made us feel like we made a good move. Finding a house was the tricky part, but securing financing and going through the purchase process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, that was the easy part. That was simple. We would highly recommend working with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. The customer service is amazing.
Chuck Freeby, Angelo DiCarlo, Patrick Driscoll back with you. Leo Hoffman Field in Edwardsburg. 21-14 Niles, 3:52 left. Vikings with the football and going forward for about 3 or 4 yards on the carry.
Upgrading your window treatments? Don't DIY. Call Quality Window Treatments with free in-person consultations, design help, and local installation. There's no guesswork required. Visit qualitywindowtreatment.com and see your space in a whole new light.
Sam Rucker, 83 yards, perhaps a contender for player of the game. He had a touchdown tonight. He also applied the pressure on the interception that led to a second Niles touchdown, the one that eventually has them in front right now by 7. Handoff up the middle, and I believe that was Paul Hess that time, dragging tacklers forward, and a timeout taken by Edwardsburg. It's sponsored by Papa's Pizza and Sensational Scoops.
And we want to thank Papa's Pizza in Edwardsburg for feeding our crew tonight. A proud supporter of the Eddies, Papa's Pizzeria is open for lunch and dinner. You got to try the monster 20-inch pizza. Boy, it even left our crew leaving some pizza slices left over. Excellent breadsticks as well, and when you're done, grab some ice cream next door at Sensational Scoops.
Next week on Sports Michiana, we head back to the land of Indiana, and we go to the fabled Don Bungie Field on the campus of Bremen High School. It'll be a whole lot of green in the stands when Stephen Moriarty's Tippecanoe Valley Vikings take on the Bremen Lions in the Northern State Conference tussle. We're on the air with the pregame at 6:45 and the kickoff at 7. On your home for high school sports, Sports Michiana.
Chips and Doodles is a family-owned and operated small batch local bakery. Their delicious cookies are baked in a commercial kitchen and made with real vanilla and butter. Delivery is available and pickup is near downtown South Bend. Learn more at chipsanddoodles.com.
It's 3rd and 7 with 3:07 left. And Scott Shaw's going to take a timeout, and that's sponsored by Papa's Pizza and Sensational Scoops. So we'll take a 30-second break and return with more high school football next on Sports Michiana.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
3:07 remains in this Wolverine Conference showdown in Edwardsburg. Niles leading Edwardsburg 21-14. The Vikings have the football. back at their own 19-yard line, facing a 3rd and 4. Edwardsburg has 1 timeout remaining. Bennett wants to throw, zips it into the turf. It's incomplete. The clock stops on the incomplete pass, and with 3:04 to go, Edwardsburg should get one last crack at tying this one up.
And they also still have one more timeout left. This is a great position to be in for the Eddies. I don't know, really, Niles only burned 1 minute off that clock. You cannot ask for much better than that situation than the Eddies were able to get.
So Sam Rucker will do the kicking for Niles, and this time he will kick it. End over end. He kicked it away from Shimpa. It takes a Niles roll and goes down to the 43-yard line. The Eddies have 2:57 to go, 57 yards with 1 timeout left. Can they do it? Back with the answer in 30 on Sports Michiana.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit
The pitch to Brody Shimpa, and Shimpa weaves his way down the field and picks up 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Take a look at the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. Great effort, and you hear the cheers coming from this great Edwardsburg crowd.
Eddie fans coming to their feet here at Leo Hoffman with 2:30 exactly to go in this one. 2nd and 2. The pitch back to Shimpa, trying to get around the outside. He's knocked down by Hess, but it's a first down. Clock stops briefly while they move the chains.
Thank you to Lilliard Insurance Agency for all their work in helping Sports Michiana get all its insurance needs. Real people, real service, real value. Visit realvalueins.com to get the personal touch you deserve.
90 yards for Brody Shimpa tonight on the ground. It's Lundgren keeping it himself, trying to get through traffic. Takes a shot in the back that time from Brendan Olson and picks up 4.
And we now have exactly 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. Edwardsburg down by 7.
Mode at the 42-yard line. It's the handoff up the middle. It's Rudolph. First down. He's down to the 29. Sam Rucker on the tackle after a pickup of 13.
Clock stops at 1:46. You see the replay brought to you by Southwest Vision Center. Crowd coming to their feet here once again at Leo Hoffman Field.
Plenty of time left for the Eddies as the clock moves 1:40 and counting. From the 29-yard line. Yoder, Rudolph. It's Yoder in the backfield, and he gets knocked backwards by Hess, who really pummeled him there at the line of scrimmage.
And now Edwardsburg's got to get it moving, though, here, because we're down to 1:20 left in the game. Just moments ago, you said plenty of time, but now you're still outside the 25 with 75 seconds left.
Lundgren keeps it himself and managed to get out of bounds to stop the clock at the 26 or 27-yard line. Looks like they'll spot it at the 26. It's a pickup of 2 that time, and it'll be 3rd down.
And now the most critical part is not necessarily the clock. Obviously, you have to keep that in mind, but you got to get this first down here. You got 2 plays to get it, but it's going to be 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Eddies.
1:10 to go in this one. As we said, the clock stopped because he went out of bounds. And clearly 4-down territory here for Edwardsburg. The pitch to Shimpa, trying to go around the left side. Lundgren even out there blocking for him, but Shimpa was only able to pick up 2 yards. 4th down, and Dan Purley will use his last time out here. It's sponsored by Papa's Pizza and Sensational Scoops. And while we've given a lot of credit to Edwardsburg for keeping the ball tonight, Niles' defense has been able to answer the call here in the second half. They've only given up 7 points.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now, 21-14, excellent job here by the Vikings because they've not broken completely. Edwardsburg has been in territory but then they force some fumbles along the way. They've done a really nice job in that regard. So it's been a good job here. Again, really both defenses have played really good football here in the second half, when in the first half it was all the offense.
1:01 left in this one. The situation for Edwardsburg, they trail by 7, looking at a 4th and 5 from the Niles 24-yard line. It'll be interesting to see what personnel Dan Purley decides to go with here. He's been using a lot of different backs. I'm trying to see Sebra's out on the field right now. Shimpa is out there. I don't see Grant Griffin in this setup. I do see Alex Rudolph.
Well, and also, what are you dialing up? It's 4th and 5. Are you running the ball or are you throwing the ball here?
Have not thrown to the tight end Oscar Morris tonight. Do you release him here? They did. Here's a little lob pass out for Shimpa. It's intercepted. Braden Olson is 5th of the year, and that'll do it. The ball was underthrown looking for Shimpa. Olson stepped in, picked it off, and Niles will survive what has been one of the best of the rivalry games since this one started in 2021.
What a game. And in the end, it's the defenses that step up and win this game. And Niles gets it, and Olsen coming through with a big-time interception there. And the Vikings are going to escape with this victory, 21-14, as they come out in victory formation. And, Chuck, I don't know who you want to go with for the Reliance player of the game or the Big C Lumber big play of the game, because there's been a lot of developments in this game.
Niles will just take a couple of knees and bleed the clock. Brendan Olson creating the 4th turnover of the night by the Niles defense. But I kind of like the pick of Sam Rucker as the player of the game. He led them in the ground. He also helped force the big turnover that led to the Peyton Gordon touchdown. So Sam Rucker will be our Reliance player of the game. And as for plays of the game, we have plenty to choose from. Maybe we'll go with an Edwardsburg play like that touchdown pass from Lundgren to Shimpa as our Big C play of the game. But we'll talk about it in our St. Joseph County Police Department postgame show. The clock now reads 10 seconds left, and the final seconds ticking off here at Leo Hoffman Field. The Niles Vikings raise their record to 6-1 on the year with a thrilling 21-14 win over the Edwardsburg Eddies. A lot to talk about on our St. Joseph County Police Department postgame show, and we'll do it next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Yes, I was just in a bad car accident. I need help.
I'm in a call center. How am I supposed to help you? Did you buy this insurance over the interweb?
Yes.
You think this can wait till after my lunch break?
No, your lunch can wait.
When this happens, you'll understand why it's important to have a local agent. The Lilliard Insurance Agency is just that agency. We're a local agency and we're here to take care of you. Call the Lilliard Agency today.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Tire Rack. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. The two teams meeting with their coaches after a 21-14 Niles win here at Leo Hoffman Field. Time now to meet with our Reliance player of the game. Reliance, design, build, renovate. Let's go downstairs. Patrick Driscoll has Sam Rucker.
Sam, dogfight is an understatement tonight. What did it take to come out of the win at Edwardsburg?
Like we said the other day, we needed to be physical. We needed to play strong, and I think we did that well tonight.
You know, you've probably played against some of these guys in Rocket football growing up. It's a very recent series, but what does it mean to the community of Niles to come out here, Edwardsburg, get a huge win for the program?
Last time we were here was the district championship. We ended up losing, so we knew that coming in. Last time we were here, we lost, so it felt good to get the win.
Yeah, since week one, you haven't been used to closing out games, just playing so well lately. What did it take to keep you guys locked in, focused, and ready to close this out?
We've always worked hard in practice, and we want to be out there and play. I think that helped us out a lot because all our guys are willing to stay out there.
And, we see you all around the field. How important is this Niles community? How important is this program for you every single snap? Because we see you on offense, defense, and special teams.
We're a family here, as you can tell. Student section over there, they're always great. Our team, we're like a family.
I know it's early, but how important is this Paw matchup going to be next week?
It's huge. This is for the conference. Can be a district championship again, rematch. I think we're ready.
All right, Sam, we'll go celebrate, and great game.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that's Sam Rucker, our player of the game. We'll see you guys next week at Tippy Valley. Anj, Chuck, back to you. What a classic it was.
All right, thank you, Patrick, and we welcome everybody inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Notre Dame Federal Credit Union putting people over profits. Chuck and Anj, and time now to talk about our Big C Lumber big play of the game. We had a number to choose from, but I want to make sure the Eddies get some love here tonight. They put forth a valiant effort, especially in the second half, when our Big C Lumber big play of the game occurred.
Yeah, they didn't throw the ball very often. When they did, it worked out to their advantage here, especially on this play. Wide open over the seam, and then they go in for the touchdown. And what an effort here tonight by the Eddies overall, coming back in this game. Brody Shimpa making the catch here and running it in. He was excellent on the ground as well, running the football. I think if Edwardsburg comes away with the victory, he's probably the player of the game for the Eddies. He was doing an excellent job. They have a lot that they can come away from this game. I think there's a lot of positives for Edwardsburg coming out of this game, but a reminder, maybe some of those that are listening and watching from Indiana, you got to qualify for the playoffs in Michigan. So Edwardsburg's got to get the job done here over the next couple of weeks. Niles is in, and I think the big thing for Niles, and Patrick talked about that in the interview, they have not been tested in terms of a close game situation. This will help them a lot, and what a teaching tool to get it in a victory.
That always helps. You'd rather learn lessons like this in a win than in a loss. But you mentioned the playoffs. Edwardsburg still has Vicksburg and Sturgis. Those are two games they should win. They should go to 6-3, and it used to be automatic in Michigan, and it still is kind of automatic. If you go 6-3, you're going to make the playoffs. In the case of Niles, they have a lot to play for yet. That game with Paw Paws in 2 weeks. And if they win that, they'll win the Wolverine Conference. That would probably also get them home field advantage through the regional, which I think is really important for Scott Shaw's team. So they have a lot to play for, and I think they can look at things tonight and say, okay, we've got a lot to work on. Both teams do, clearly, but physicality isn't one of them. Man, that was a hard hitter tonight.
And it was great to see how both teams were able to adjust, right? The offenses came out running it down the throat of their opponent. And then you come in the second half, and it was really the defense coming through. And, again, Edwardsburg outplayed Niles in the second half. But it shows you how good Niles is, that even when they were outplayed, they were not willing to give up the game. They were able to make the biggest plays when it mattered most. They were able to hang on and get a hard-fought victory over their rival.
So, our thanks to our Sports Michiana crew who helped bring you this one, led by the G-Man Gary Martin with Tony Beltran and Josh Kellogg in the truck, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, Doran Gray, and Chris Skibby running the cameras tonight. A reminder that we have the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union Irish Football Fix. Anj and I will recap Notre Dame's game with Stanford, and that comes your way Monday night at 7 on Pulse FM. And then next Friday night, there's more high school football from Don Bungie Field when the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings take on the Bremen Lions. I got a daughter getting married next weekend, so it'll be Anj, Bo, and Patrick on the call. They'll join you at 6:45 for the pregame and 7 o'clock for the kickoff, and we do hope you'll join them then. Now, for my broadcast partners, Patrick Driscoll and Angelo DiCarlo, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final, Niles 21, Edwardsburg 14. So long from beautiful Southwest Michigan.
Thank you for watching the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week. And thank you to all these great sponsors for making it possible. Support us by supporting them.
Thank you, gentlemen.